Eating organically is no longer just a gimmick supported by millennials. According to a report released last October from Mercaris, an organic market data and commodity trading service, since 2002, the United States Department of Agriculture, the USDA, established national organic standards. The number of organic farm acreage in the U.S. has tripled from 2 million in 2002 to 6.5 million last year. And last year, organic products accounted for $21 billion in sales as reported by Nielsen. Eating organically is worth the extra cost because organic foods are not treated with synthetic chemical pesticides, growth hormones, or antibiotics, and do not contain genetically modified organisms, GMOs, making them better for us and better for the environment. Conventionally grown foods should be limited in one's diet because they are treated with synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides, and contain GMOs. Some crops, like corn and soy, have parts of their genetic code altered to create desired traits like herbicide resistance. This means that surrounding weeds will die, but the plants will survive. Over time, weeds adapt to these herbicides, and they result in more chemicals needing to be sprayed onto the plants. The website ewg.org, the Environmental Working Group, analyzed data from the USDA and found that 70% of U.S. produce contains pesticide residue. Washing and peeling is not always enough to remove the pesticide residue from our food. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, since these GMOs have been introduced, the use of glyphosate, a widely used herbicide, has increased 16-fold. The World Health Organization reported in March of 2015 that the herbicide glyphosate is probably carcinogenic in humans. A study published in February by researchers from the University of Wisconsin found that there was a significant link between glyphosate and an increased risk of non-Hodgkin lymphoma. USDA certified organic products must be free of GMOs, and no synthetic chemicals can be used as fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides. Instead, natural methods like composting, crop rotation, and tilling, cover crops are used to control pests and weeds. Some may argue that organic products still use pesticides. While this is true, the pesticides must be naturally derived. A study published in this month's issue of the Environmental Research Journal found that switching to organic foods significantly reduces the amount of pesticides found in the urine. Unlike organic foods, conventional foods may be treated with growth hormones or antibiotics. Growth hormones are used to promote faster growth of livestock and increase profits for farmers. Concerns have been raised regarding the use of the recombinant bovine growth hormone, or RBGH, in cows. While it is inconclusive whether or not the milk that comes from the cows treated with RBGH causes adverse effects in humans, places like the European Union and Canada do not permit its use. The use of antibiotics in livestock accounts for nearly 80% of all antibiotic use in the United States. Antibiotics are used for growth and to prevent disease of animals. This long-term use of antibiotics could contribute to bacteria becoming resistant to antibiotics. We must also consider the welfare of animals and err on the side of caution when it comes to consuming meats that have been treated with growth hormones or antibiotics. For meat and dairy products to be certified organic, no growth hormones or antibiotics can be administered to the animals. The animals also need access to the outdoors so they can graze on grass, and they must be fed organic feed that contains no animal byproducts. Eating organic means investing in your health. There are recent studies that show organic food is indeed superior to which is conventionally grown. A French study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association followed 68,946 adults, French adults who were mostly women, and found that those who ate a diet high in organic foods had a reduced risk of cancer. An analysis published in the British Journal of Nutrition reported that organic foods were 48% less likely to contain toxic heavy metal cadmium that accumulates in the liver and kidneys. The British Journal of Nutrition also published a study in 2016 that states organic meat and milk products contains 47% more omega-3 fatty acids than their conventional counterparts. They link this to the organic raising of the livestock that allows them to spend time outdoors grazing on grass, which has more omega-3s than the grain-fed conventionally raised cows. Recent studies have shown that organic products can be more nutritious than their conventional counterparts. The Journal of Agriculture and Food Chemistry published a 6-year study that looked at 2 varieties of onions. Some were grown conventionally and others were grown organically, and concluded that those grown organically had higher levels of antioxidants. Supporting organic means you are contributing to a cleaner environment. Organic farms use methods like crop rotation, which is better for the soil because it reduces soil erosion, improves crop yields, replenishes nitrogen in the soil, helps mitigate pests, reduces disease, and improves soil fertility. The methods used by organic farms like mulching help conserve water by reducing evaporation and increasing moisture retention. Organic farming methods through the use of shallow channels also prevent water runoff. There's less groundwater pollution because synthetic fertilizers, herbicides, insecticides, and pesticides are not used. This is better for local wildlife like birds and deer. Organic soil also sequesters more CO2 because of crop rotation and the use of cover crops that increase the amount of carbon that is returned to the soil. Conventional farming methods take a toll on the environment by stripping nutrients from the soil due to monocropping, planting the same crop over and over again, and polluting the water that runs off the land. Imagine knowing that the food you and your family are consuming are free from harsh chemicals, antibiotics, and growth hormones, and also GMOs. Doesn't that give you peace of mind? When you eat good and take care of your body, you can't help but feel good about yourself. And not only are you improving the food that you are eating, but you are helping the environment when you eat organically. Visualize fields of crops that are mulched instead of being sprayed with harsh chemicals like Roundup, and the crops are being rotated to improve soil conditions. Buying organic also supports animal welfare. Picture a wide open field with cows grazing on green grass instead of having no access to the outdoors and being shot full of hormones and antibiotics. Making the choice to buy organic means you're making an improvement in your health, a cleaner environment, and choosing a more ethical way of treating animals. So you may not know how to get started. What do I look for at the supermarket? Don't worry, you don't have to completely overhaul your pantry today. Just start making little changes. Like consulting the EWGs.org's annual Dirty Dozen list, which reports the top 12 dirtiest produce in terms of pesticides. Also thinking about foods that are heavy in your rotational diet to organic. While more and more seals are popping up on our foods, it's not as complicated as it seems. This is the seal that means that product is certified USDA organic. It will be found on the front label of food containers. And this seal will also appear next to it since non-GMO and organic go hand in hand. In the produce section, you want to look for produce that is labeled with a 5-digit number that starts with 9. That means that the product is organic. Buying organic doesn't have to be costly. Just look for products that are in season and on sale. Plus, fruits and vegetables taste better when they're in season because they're not being picked early and traveling across the country. If you're having trouble finding organic products locally, try online. You can try ThriveMarket.com, ButcherBox, Brandless.com, and even Amazon, which acquired Whole Foods in 2017. Ultimately, it is up to us, the consumers, that have a say in how our food is grown and processed. When you choose to purchase organic products, you are telling the food industry that you demand better food, a healthier environment, and better treatment of animals. Thank you. This is my audience. Sam, Kirk, Andrew and Chuck.